Wine O'Clock Show is brought to you by the Vibe Hotel in Rushcutters Bay. When in Sydney, play and stay at the Vibe Hotel.
Cheers, guys.
Aaron and Daniella, welcome to the Wine O'Clock Show.
Thank you. Lovely to be
Friday
here.
at 6 o'clock and it's time to wind down from the week. Yeah, cheers. Guys, welcome to the show. It's been nearly 12 months since House Rules, where you won, which is very exciting. Tell us where you're at now and what you've done with the money and all this sort of stuff.
Wow, what a story. It's kind of a hard thing because there is so much happening in our lives right at the moment. So what we've done is we've launched a new build business, a Height Build Design. We're renovating, we're flipping houses. So we've just bought our first property to flip, and it's a big 2-story waterfront property on the Gold Coast, just around the corner from where we are. And it's all guns a-blazing, we're all rock and roll.
And so I think House Rules kicks off shortly. What are some, I guess, tips and advice to the new people coming in about the show?
Oh my God, we've got lots of tips and advice.
Prepare for the storm,
Yeah, definitely prepare for the storm, and you just gotta, keep a great head above your shoulders and be positive, work with your partner, and homework, study. I can't tell you how important it is to study.
Now, you've moved on from that, and as you said, you've got Hype Build Designs
Yes.
website. So you're now flipping houses and renovating, and you're still in the property game.
Loving every bit.
So tell us how a person can add value to a property without having to spend too much. I mean, we all love this, champagne taste, but we've all got beer incomes.
Yeah.
What's
I guess, a lot of things that people can do to add value to their property is, number one is paint. So if you can, paint over your old existing paint, just freshens up the place.
Yeah, paint's a really easy one. I mean, there's new colour trends that are coming in now. The really soft pink, there's been that sort of millennial pink that's sort of been flooding through everywhere. That's now going to sort of turn into lavender.
Oh, okay.
And then that will roll through and we'll start to see pink coming through on cushions and doing bits and pieces. But my main thing is natural light. So whether it's windows or skylights or anything like that, they're cheap. They lighten a room and they make a space feel a lot bigger. So for me, that's one of the main things for me.
Absolutely. What are some do's and don'ts about renovating your home?
Oh, that's a big one. I would say when you're buying a property, the most important thing is to have a building inspector come through the place, because as we've just found with this new property we're flipping, it was riddled with termites.
Oh, really?
And so we had to make a decision.
Thousands of them. They were everywhere.
Live, dead, nests everywhere. And we made the decision, do we still purchase it or don't we purchase it? But we did, and we skinned it all back. We got the pest control guys in. So that is that is a must.
Would you go in then at a lower price because it's riddled with termites?
Yes.
It's always a good bartering point. Anything that, and if someone goes in and says, there's something wrong here, then you go, oh gosh, there's 100,000 off that one for sure. So
and
definitely.
Especially if you're not in the building business, like for Aaron being a builder, that is fine because we know we can fix it. But if you're not a builder and you're just, normal income earners and all that kind of stuff, it does make it harder because your expenses.
So when you're knocking down a property, obviously termite damage, anything that doesn't really matter. But when you're buying a new house or a freshly renovated house, you need to know the ins and outs to make sure that house is perfect, because the last thing you want to do on a new build is going through having to repair stuff, because obviously that's all finished stuff, costs you a fortune.
It does, and because you're going with a set budget. So you've just bought this house. Do you give yourself a timeline? Okay, I need this house renovated and flipped by a certain date.
We were really excited when we first started. We said 4 to 6 weeks, and that the house we've actually bought is far bigger than we sort of anticipated on our first property. It's massive. So we pushed that out to 11 weeks. So 11 weeks from essentially taking the keys on the house to gutting it, rebuilding it essentially from the inside out, and then essentially having it fully furnished, ready, so on market 11 weeks.
Yeah. Do you have a budget? Like, do you set yourself a budget?
We do.
We do. You have to stick to a budget. 100%, yes.
Do you
as
stick
much
to a
as much as we like to say, it's an open checkbook.
It's
no,
hard.
it's definitely
Budgets
a budget.
are always hard because, like you said, when you've got the champagne taste, but then you have to go to the beer taste, it's kind of a bit like, oh, what do you do? But I guess when you're renovating too, you've got to be careful where you're putting your champagne taste. And what's important is first impression, kitchen. Every woman loves a kitchen. And if you're a family with children, that's the first thing I look at. How is this kitchen?
Yep.
So yeah, and then I would put maybe more of a beer budget somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is true. I mean, I think the things people look at are bathroom and kitchens, because really bedrooms are a square room that you put a bed in.
Yeah.
So what is some advice, I guess, on if you really wanted to renovate your bathroom or kitchen, and some tips and advice, or even is there a place that you can go to get cheaper product, I guess?
Well, what you can do is we're really big on open plan living. So when you see a kitchen like we have in this house, it was a bit of a, box. It was hard to get around to, so we've opened it up. So it's open plan living. So mum can be cooking, kids can be on the island bench. It's all kind of connected as one.
Yep.
Same with the bathroom as well. Really big on, and we've got this at our house now, is a bath in the shower. So you could potentially be showering, having one of the children in the bath, kill two birds with one stone. It's all done. That's definitely...
You just got to be really practical with your space.
Yeah.
I think in-wall toilet systems are a big thumb up as well these days, because they're space savers. Essentially, 200 mil of a toilet, it's not much, but in a small bathroom, that's going to make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Are gone are the days of spa baths?
Gone.
Gone. Do you want to think about that?
We actually walked into a place the other day and we were like, oh no, they've got a spa bath. Yeah, you'd kind of cringe.
I know. What? And
She cringes. I'd hop in one still. I don't
Yeah, I'm
I don't
not a
have
big
that
spa
much.
bath fan. I mean,
and they're big, like, because I know my house, and I've been in my house for 10 years, and I have a big corner spa, and I think we've probably used it 5 times. And it's just
Yeah.
a big waste of space.
Big
but
waste
20
of
years
space.
ago, it was like the in thing. Everyone had to have a spa bath in their house. And I'm like, oh.
How times have changed. Everybody wanted to relax.
And now everyone wants
and
just a
now
freestanding
Quick
bath.
shower.
Quick shower.
Quick shower, in and out, let's
Bath
go.
the kids, do the rest
Yeah.
of it.
Throw the kids in the shower with mum.
Yeah, Uber Eats, boom.
What should people look out for if they want to flip a home?
Ooh, I think big property layout is the house we've got is a really good example. It's a waterfront block. There is a huge backyard at the actual property, and the house is positioned right on the road. So what it does do is, from a entry perspective, when you walk in the house, it feels big, and then the backyard feels ginormous because it's not positioned right on the water or right at the back. So land layout is definitely a big thing, because that's something you can't really change. And then obviously with your older style houses, if you can lift your ceilings.
What has been one of your successes to flipping a house? Like, I know you're on to this one now, but so what would you say would be like the most successful thing or the most dominant thing to do in a home to flip it and get your money's worth out of it?
Furniture. It is. It's kind of one of the things. I think people shop with their eyes, especially when you're trying to make money out of a property. I think when you're placing furniture and doing simple little things like having a beautiful table laid out with some wine and all the rest of it, I think people walk in and go, I can imagine myself sitting here or enjoying
Well,
this.
yeah, people walk into the home and they're like, this is what home should feel
And if you're doing anything to the house, whether it's aesthetic or whether it's structural, making sure that has the intent behind it as well, you're doing something for a purpose.
Because I know we see a lot in America where they do stage a lot of their properties.
Yes.
A lot, yeah.
And we're slowly seeing it filter into our market here in Australia. So, yeah, is your
I feel like property styling is becoming big in the next couple of years. It's the way it's going to evolve here, and especially if you're doing a new build. When you're walking into a property, you want to see it filled. You want to see, how can I put my couch there? Where will my TV go?
How do the spaces work? Yeah, and then how functional is everything? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause I think people don't have this. Some people can't get the vision,
No.
can they? Like, I can walk into a space and can visualize what it's going to look like, but some people can't get
I
that
never got the
visualization.
vision until I was actually on House Rules, and then when I came off House Rules, it just like stuck. I can walk into a space now, an empty space, and go, I see where everything's going to go. And there's so many great apps that can help you with that as well.
Yep.
Technology. Sometimes it makes our life easier.
Yeah.
It really does.
So for an investor who's looking to buy a rental property, what's the best property to buy that they might want to spend a little bit of money on renovating to then to rent out?
Oh yeah, easy one. Well, I think position is obviously key. You want to buy the worst house in the best street. Obviously going to maximise your potential for not only renters coming in, but if you're looking for renters like universities, anywhere you know you're going to get long-term, you're never going to have any issues with a vacant property, stuff like that. So you can essentially hand the keys over and let it sit for 30 years and just make your money back on it. I think they're probably your key features, definitely.
Should investors spend a lot of money on maintaining their property or not?
I think it's a really fine line. I think you have to keep up the maintenance, because I think in the end, if you spend the money looking after the property, it will look after you at the back end of it. I think where people get caught sometimes is they go too hard and stringent, and then the house ends up falling apart, and then they lose out if they just try and sell and try and cash out. On the other alternative, some people spend too much money, essentially just redoing things that probably aren't necessary to be done. So I think it's just been, I guess, use common sense sometimes. I think, if you were living in a property, think, would I want that done, or should I keep that updated? I think that's pretty common,
Yeah, and I think there's some really great little tricks and tips that you can do now. Like as you said before, Daniella, I think paint is like
Huge.
repainting, even if it's just white.
Yes.
It just
and
refreshes
if you've got dark
everything.
floors, lighten your floors. Like Aaron said, light is huge in a house. It's so important as well.
And there's so many new little things, like even just changing out these days, it's so easily accessible to change out. Shelving, little design tips. I mean, there's a big trend now pushing through for like earthy luxury. So it's like raw timbers and stuff like that, and then creating all these luxurious feels with beautiful styling and everything else around those raw natural features.
And what's so great as well, you have all these great department stores from high end to low end that can cater for everyone in the market. So if you want to change up a cushion or a throw, you can get cushions and throws now for like $2.
Oh yeah,
$5. Like selling a property, no one would even know the difference.
Gone are the days where it takes you a month of shopping to go and style a room. Now you can like a couple of hours on the weekend. You're done and be ready.
What's
for
trending for 2018?
Oh, lots of stuff.
Definitely the earthy luxury. I think that also comes down to flooring as well. I think there's a big push now for big, wide, long timber paneling floors.
I would have to say wallpaper. I know it's was a trend 2017 and 2016 as well. It was there, but it's becoming bigger. So exterior walls, ceilings, people are using wallpaper on cupboards, like
fifth wall stuff. Like so you walk in, essentially just beautiful white walls, and then a vivid tropical pattern on the ceiling, just creating like real features out of essentially what people usually class as sort of like wasted
and
space.
mismatch patterns is so popular as well. So because a lot of people like to, everything's symmetrical, everything all blends and goes with one another. Now it's like you can chuck anything into a space, and as long as the colour palettes are there, the right colour palettes, you're on trend.
Where do you guys like to shop?
Everywhere.
We like everywhere. I think
everywhere. Do you know what? I love Kmart. I think Kmart is fantastic because they constantly change their trends. So if you're over a piece in 3 months, out, bring in the new, and it could cost
it's like $15 or something.
$10. And with 2 young boys and the way that they change, and like I think Jackson comes in every week wanting a different superhero or something's changing around him, and
but they're on trend as well, which is great. So
chop and change without sort of breaking
and they've
the
just
budget.
brought out a whole new range as well.
Didn't they say that it was, I think, on the news about, oh my God, Kmart's gone into chaos because they've brought out their new homewares range and everyone's going mad.
A lot of it is lavender. There's a lot of lavenders and purples and pinks, and it's amazing.
Got some great stuff.
Fun time ahead.
It is,
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
Hey, what's next for you guys? Are you bringing out another TV show shortly, or?
Hashtag watch your space. We are working on some stuff at the moment.
We're looking at maybe bringing out a renovation show. That's what we would love. That's a goal.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a goal. So
we just got to nail all the flips prior, and then
yes. So you're just doing your practice run first and go, okay, we're ready now.
Get the teething out of the way, and then when we've got it, let's pull the trigger on it. So.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, thank you. Now, guys, we like to end our show with a little game of Never Have I Ever. Have you played before?
I never
have.
As if you haven't.
I have never. You get a little bat.
Oh, yes, right. I'm in.
Pass that down. We ask a few questions, and there are,
And then I have never.
Oh, I have. And if you've got some stories that go along with it, we do like to hear that too, because it always makes for good
Lighten up.
viewing.
Let me just have a sip of wine.
Yeah, you're probably going to need one.
The truth.
Yeah. Never have ever made out with a stranger. I think you're going to learn a bit about your husband.
There we go.
There we go.
I have never.
I was a stranger to you once.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Second date. We met on a plane.
We have completely different stories on how this happened.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth. We
She-
met
she
on a
fell
plane,
madly in
and
love with me
then
straight
the
away.
next day we kissed. So I knew you prior. So
She's given her the 12-hour rule.
yeah. There you go.
Oh no. Never have ever regifted a gift that was given to me.
Oh, heck. Yes. I haven't.
What was it, Aaron's gift?
I was going to say, you
Probably.
probably have, and I probably wouldn't even know. She's probably given me the same gift 3 or 4 times. I don't have to start paying attention to that. Hey? There's always one slipping under the radar.
Oh dear. Never have ever gone skinny dipping in a pool.
Wow, we're like opposites. Opposites attract. OMG. What do you mean you've never been skinny dipping?
Never.
What's wrong with you?
No, I never have.
She's lived under a rock
I
like
do it all
me.
the time.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, well, I can't say that now, can I?
You used
I'm
to.
going to have.
You'll have all
I'm
these
gonna-
boats
I
floating
know.
past.
I know. I'm like, oh.
News reporters across the water. Yeah.
Oh, never have I ever stolen something with a higher value of $10.
Well, I've never stolen anything, so I'm out on that one.
Oh, look at you two, good kids. Never
good
have I
teachers.
ever kissed someone of the same sex.
No, I have never.
I've never.
I
don't like. I have. I've
Oh,
never.
yeah. Never have I ever made a prank phone call.
Oh, jeez. I've been pranked many times. I'm not a
I've
very
made
good
many
pranker.
pranks.
I'm
on
gonna
my
say-
own.
I'm gonna say
What's
I-
your favourite prank?
Oh, I used to ring up Pizza Hut and deliver pizzas to other people's homes.
Ones you don't like.
No, it was just random people. I was a bit of a naughty teenager.
You were. But you get your nieces to prank your mum and dad all the time.
Yes, I do.
You're passing the torch.
We're jokers in the family.
Yeah.
We love to joke.
Never have I ever gotten a tattoo I regretted.
No, I have got a tattoo I regret.
Which one?
That one. I've got half a back of
right.
tattoos, but yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
I've got one that I regret. This little sneaky one there.
What is it, a dragon?
Dragons.
Why did
Dungeons and Dragons. Don't know.
Right over
Phase.
the top of it.
Phase.
My brother got a see if it hurt tattoo, and then I think it was like of a skull, and then he got that big like New
like the,
New
the-
Zealand
the-
self,
yeah,
the big chunky
the
ones over the
tribal
top of it.
sort of,
yeah.
Oh, no.
Because the little one didn't hurt, and then
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
got
yeah,
that
I've gotta
one,
go
you're like,
get the big
that
one.
one hurt, yeah.
Never have I ever dined and dashed.
Oh, I never have.
No.
No.
We're too honest.
Never
Look
have I
at us.
ever Googled myself.
I have.
He has every day. As for me, not so often.
What's everyone saying about me today?
What's everybody saying about me today?
Last one. Never have I ever joined the Mile High Club.
I'm scared to admit to that.
Oh!
Kind of. Is there like a half? Can I put the stick halfway? Does that count?
Obviously it wasn't with Daniella.
Clearly not.
Don't you remember? No. Yeah.
She was asleep.
I was young and innocent. It wasn't my fault.
Stop it. Guys, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, and happy weekend.
Thank
Happy
you.
weekend.
Happy
Thank you for the
weekend.
wine. Cheers, guys.